Hi, it's CandiWare for Sweetorials, and today I'll be showing you how to make this needle felt Tigger Tsum Tsum, so I hope you'll stay tuned. So here are all the tools, and I'll leave them in the description box below, but we're going to be using all these different colors of wool to make the needle felt Tsum Tsum. These are just the different needles that I like to use. So the first step is to take the orange and to rip it all up and then place it on top of each other, and then you're going to keep poking it and wrapping it into a ball until you're satisfied with the shape and the firmness of the needle felt. So you're just going to keep turning it around and pulling it together and just keep poking it. Then once you're happy with the more cylinder shape it has, then it's time to go to either ends of it to make it more of an oval shape. And then this is what mine looked like once I was happy with the way I was texturing it. From there you're going to take a little bit more of the orange and we're going to be making his tail now. So you're just going to twist it and then just keep poking it and then turn in the sides and I should say the ends, and just keep poking that. So now I'm twisting these stripes, and this is just in the dark brown color, and you're just going to keep twisting and poking that until you get a nice long rope almost. And then you're going to wrap that around either end, and then you're just going to poke that in place all the way around. And then cut off the excess, and then poke that one shut, and then start again with the next one. You're just going to keep repeating this step for at least 3 times. So now we're going to be taking some of the yellow, and this is going to be for his face / muzzle and for his cute little belly. So this is his belly portion, so you're just going to make a rectangle portion on his belly, and you're just going to keep poking in the yellow until it's nice and full. So once you're satisfied with how that looks, we're going to be taking a little bit more of the yellow like I had mentioned, and we're going to be placing that on his cute little face. And you're going to make it into a little oval shape, and then poke mostly around the ends and a little bit in the middle. You want this to stick out a little bit for the cuteness factor, and the more you poke on the sides, the more three-dimensional it will be. So then add a little bit more for his eyes, and we're going to be making this into a half moon or semicircle. From there we're going to be working on his ears, so it's just 2 little small balls that you're going to be poking flat. And now I mixed together some of the purplish color and the white, since I happen to not have pink, and this is the color it came out with. Now if you do have pink, please use that. And you're just going to place that in the center of the ears, and then just keep poking it. And then we're going to be placing this at the top of his head. And that's what it looks like so far. So we're just going to be doing that with the same thing with his other ear. Now we're going to be taking a little bit more of the orange. And then you're just going to keep poking this, almost like what you did for the ears. This is going to be his little arms, so you're going to be making 4 little nubs like this. So there's one, and you're just going to do this 3 more times, and then that's what you'll get. And then we're going to poke that into place just at the very top of his little belly color that we made, and then at the base of his belly color, and then the same on the other sides. And then we're going to place his tail. So right at the very top in the middle, you're just going to poke that into place and just keep going to make sure it's secure. And then I'm pushing it just to the one side just a little bit. So now I'm going to be taking a little bit more of the brown and we'll be adding on his eyebrows. So again, it's just a little rope, and you're going to do that on both sides, and then we're going to add in his little eyes. So I'm going to be using some more of the brown felt, and just take your time. As you can see, it's a little hard to get it placed at the start, but then once you get it going, you're all right. And then with this other side as well. And then we're going to be using the same color that we used for his ears, for his nose also. And just like we did with his muzzle, we're only going to poke it around the outside mostly. Now I'm just making sure everything else is really secure, and that's what we have. So now I'll be adding in his whiskers. So again, it's just a long snake, teeny rope that we've made, and then you're just going to poke that into place. And I did 3 whiskers on either side, so you're going to cut off the excess and then use the excess for the next whisker, and then poke that in place. So the next step will be his back lines. So again, just a thicker little rope, and then we're just going to be placing that on and then cut off the excess, and then adding on another and repeating this step 4 times, then cut off the last little bit, and then just cleaning up the little ends. I ended up wanting his tail to stick up a little bit, so I just poked it just a little bit more. And that's the end result. I really hope you enjoyed this DIY. I had so much fun working on it, and see you on the next one. Bye!